If this recent offseason taught us anything, the NFL is quickly becoming the league of the super team. So how do we get here? Nearly 2 decades after the NBA allowed players to become unrestricted free agents, in 1993, after cases and a whole bunch of back and forth, came the quote-unquote white settlement, which brought about the free agency that we know today. Now, any veteran with at least 5 years of experience, which was eventually lowered to 4, would be able to become an unrestricted free agent. Upon that, it allowed teams to name its most valuable player as a franchise piece, and in that very moment, changed the trajectory of the NFL forever.
It's with great pride to introduce the newest member of the Green and Gold, Reggie White.
Only 4 years after Reggie joined Green Bay, the team was able to win a Lombardi, and so began free agency frenzy. The following year, Deion joined San Francisco, and then the year after that, Dallas, as he won himself back-to-back Super Bowls.
Are you ready? I was born ready.
And as you could guess, over the next few seasons, free agency became an integral part of the NFL, and still is today. Fast forward a few decades, and as the league changed, so did free agency. What was once a monumental change has now become a reality, and there's no better evidence of that than the LA Rams. After losing big games and coming up short year after year, they decided to look elsewhere for the solution.
Are loading up even more by adding multi-year Pro Bowler Von Miller.
Detroit is dealing Matthew Stafford to the LA Rams.
Odell Beckham Jr. just texted Kim Jones, Rams.
One after another, the Rams picked up talent all across the league in order to form what many consider as one of the first super teams in NFL history. LA already had arguably the best cornerback and defensive player in the league, along with a high-powered offense, but decided to take things seriously as they put together what can be considered as the best team of the decade. Although they struggled a bit initially, as the new pieces developed a good chemistry, the Rams were able to end the year victorious.
And you know what? We appreciate you.
By beating Cincinnati, the Rams didn't just earn their first Super Bowl in 2 decades, they also changed the landscape of the NFL forever. This is nothing new, as the same thing happened nearly a decade ago in the NBA, when the Celtics put together a super team of Paul Pierce, Garnett, Ray Allen, and Rondo, and changed the league in their own right. As over the next few years, the Heat did their thing with LeBron, Dwayne, and Bosh, and then the Warriors with Durant, which makes it seem like now you can only win with a team full of superstars. Although the NFL may be different considering that there are nearly 4 times as many players on a team, as the Rams proved, it's not impossible. So now you got every half-decent team out there chasing the same outcome. And it's made for one of the most insane off-seasons in NFL history.
Tyreek Hill has been traded from Kansas City to Miami.
Michael, what's the old line? Follow the money? $230 million.
It's like the Raiders are acquiring him from the Packers.
Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos in a massive package.
One after the other, some of the biggest names in the league signed massive deals and packed their bags. Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones joined Vegas, Tyreek joined Miami, Russell Wilson is now a Bronco, and Deshaun Watson is in Cleveland. What the heck happened? Well, for one, the AFC West became arguably the best division of all time, with the stacked Chargers, Wilson-led Broncos, overpowered Raiders, and Mahomes and KC. The moves in that division were crazy enough, but there was so much more, with Wagner and Robinson to LA, Von Miller to Buffalo, like I mentioned before, Tyreek to Miami. It's just never ending. Before our very eyes, the NFL is becoming a league where you need not just 1 or 2, but a bunch of stars in order to even compete. Is this good, bad? It's tough to say, because as evidenced by the NBA, it changes the way things are done, but makes the league much more player-driven than it once was. I mean, it's going to be much more difficult for a team to get lucky and win now. Just look at the Raiders, Bills, Chargers, or Rams. They all have like 3 or 4 superstars. So it seems like they'll just dominate. But really, it's not all that simple. To go back to the NBA example, look at the Lakers and Nets this year. 2 teams that both on paper had dominant rosters, and neither did much of anything. So I guess it's not all about the name as it is how well they can play together. The Rams were able to balance talent and chemistry extremely well, and still barely beat a Bengals team full of guys who had never been there. So it's never a guarantee. The teams that I would say are the most dangerous are those who were successful before and added superstars. I would say a good example of this is Von Miller to Buffalo, which is huge considering the fact that the Bills were a few plays away from a potential Super Bowl appearance without him. So maybe with him on the team, they'll win those games. I mean, the Rams themselves added Wagner and Robinson to make up for losing Miller and potentially OBJ, so you know they'll be a contender once again, and somehow could be even better. Although it seems like teams like these two are going to dominate, I think the Bengals proved that it doesn't take an MVP to get to the big game. Instead, you need a well-rounded team And that's why I don't think the NFL is completely top heavy like it seems. But anyways, what do you guys think? Is the NFL changing for the better, for the worse, or is this all just exaggeration? Let me know your thoughts. The LA Rams may have changed the NFL forever, but is it necessarily a bad thing? I guess all we can do is wait and see.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Thanks for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below what stuff you all want next. But anyway, see you guys soon, and peace out.